Good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing? Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Hey there, Miss Laura. How are you doing? Hi, Timothy. Hi, Muriel. Hello. Hello, Ursula. How are you doing? Hi, Brenda. Hi, Randolph's daughter. How are you? Hey, Joanne. How are you doing? From Cali. Hey there. How are you doing? Hi, Mimi. How are you? Hey, Stevie Bananas. How are you? Hi, Pink Lights. How are you doing? Doreen and Loving Me and Nat Kelly and Salento, and Carissa, Erica, Kadir, Eroji, Tasha. I think I said it right. Hi, Telsha. Hi, Tina. How are you doing? Hi, Josette. Who's this? Let's see. Hi, Miss Cassandra and Esther. And how are you doing? Catherine, Rivers, Lisa. Where are you? Well, welcome. Now you got me live. Hey, Gail, Jules, Sharmika, how are you? Mary, how are you doing? Hi, Brenda. Oh, thank you, Erica. Hi, Jules. Happy Labor Day weekend to you, too. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Zahabu. What a beautiful name. How are you doing? Hi, Miss Brenda. Well, thank you. Hello from LA. Rosanna. Is it Rosanna? Yeah, Rosanna. How are you? Miami. Okay. I see you. Zaabu, where are you from? Hey, Cedric. I'm not staff sergeant. I was first sergeant. How are you? Well, hello, Canada. Hi, Linda. New Orleans. All right. How's everyone in New Orleans doing after the storm? The love of art, Doreen. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Connecticut. Okay. I see you. Hi, Miss Dawn. Trying to clean my glasses. Hold on. Hi, Kimberly. Minnesota. Oh, Minneapolis. All right. Hi, Kadir. When I was a contractor, I used to travel to Minneapolis. Chicago. Hi, Monisha. How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you guys doing? Yes, everything is well. My apologies. I have not been able to be with you guys. Melissa, hey. Hi, Irma, Jessica. I was moving my office. Philly. Okay, beautiful name. I was moving my office. Yeah, you're welcome to put a watch party up. Thank you so much, Catherine. I appreciate that. I was moving my office. I needed y'all at the time because I was moving big boxes and stuff. And so me and my daughter were moving stuff. And then over the weekend, I had to wait for some people to come in. I was selling some of my office furniture. So I have been busy all week moving my office. I'm not quite finished yet. And so, no, I haven't built my bookshelf yet. But when I do, I'm going to show you guys. Thank you for asking. Thank you for remembering. I haven't built it yet, but I did see the site that you sent me. How are you guys doing tonight? How are you guys doing? I missed you guys. So I was moving my office. And so me and my daughter moved majority of my stuff down into my new office. And then I had to wait. How are you guys doing? Then I had to wait to have someone to come in. And I sold some of my office furniture. So I had to keep running back and forth to open up the door. So I appreciate it. Thank you guys for being so patient with me. Thank you. 120. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for being here. Hi, Narcissist Domestic Violence Healing and Support. How are you doing? Good to see you. Thank you guys for being here. Let me turn the cameras around so I'm looking right in them. Hi, Lauren. You tired of COVID? I think we all are now, huh? I'm glad you guys. Hey, Rosemary Castillo. How you doing, Miss Lady? I hadn't seen you in a long time. I hope you're doing well. How are you guys doing? Gardening. Okay. Look at you. Gardening. Stevie Bananas is gardening. Okay. Hi, Mr. Craig. How are you doing? Craig, don't you know my sister-in-law, Jessica? Not Jessica. Kishelle. You know my sister, Kishelle. How are you guys doing tonight? I was just waiting for some of the other moderators to come in. I got Telsha, I got Stevie Bananas. I think I'm missing New Dawn Arises, and I'm missing my buddy. Where's she at? Where's Just Be Real at? How are you guys doing? Everybody doing okay? Yup, that's what happens. I did see. So I was gonna show you guys my new office on Saturday. While I was, I had to wait for some people to come and pick up the last of the furniture. But then I saw myself in the mirror, and so I decided not to turn the camera on. So give me a minute to fix my office back up. I have to wait for some furniture to come into my. There's some. I need some storage for my record storage, and so I'm waiting for my record storage to come in. But I'll be working in my office to put my office back together, and so I will take you guys to my new office and let you guys see my new office. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. So I missed you guys. I know I haven't been on all week. I was thinking of, yeah, file cabinets. I have a smaller file cabinet coming in, but it's coming in from a furniture company, and so I have to wait for them to deliver it on. I saw myself in the mirror, and I couldn't come on camera. I said, yeah, nah. Y'all didn't want to see me. Because I was like in my work clothes. I don't mean like work on camera counselor type clothes. I was like in sneakers, and I got to move my stuff clothes. Yeah, I was dirty. I was very dirty. I was getting my hands dirty. I had a dolly, and I was moving furniture up and down because I'm coming from the second floor going to the ground floor. So yeah, I spared you guys. I didn't want you guys to see me. I was a hot mess. So, but I was going to show you guys my office, but it wouldn't have been too cool to show you the office and not talk to you on the camera. So just wait till I get it dressed up. When I get the office dressed up again, get it back together, then I'll get you guys to see my happy interior design directing. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm going to change it up this time. You guys remember what my old office looked like? I showed you guys my old office. So now I got the new office. So brand new. And lifted my legs. She told me that when I did it. That's why I needed a break after that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. No, I was never stationed in the Yakima, but I used to come to Yakima when my unit, I used to be S3, if you know what that is. So my unit used to come up there for range training. And so I used to come up there, and then I used to also, we had ceremonies up there. So I traveled to Yakima, I think 2 times. So how are you guys doing? You guys ready? So I'm not going to start off with the questions yet, because I haven't had an opportunity to talk to you guys all week. So I wanted to say something first. And after I say something, then I'm going to open up for questions, okay? Hello, Arizona. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Bonnie. So, hi, Latitha. Latitha, that's a pretty name. Latitha. How are you guys doing? Like button. Thank you. Thank you. My Facebook family, you guys still over there? Let me look. Is Facebook okay? Thank you. And now I'm moving my household. So I'm moving 2 things at the same time. So you guys be patient with me, okay? Your mom got the book? Oh, did she read what I put in there? Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, you guys good over there? Okay, good. Hi, Nicole. How are you guys doing? Hi, Marilyn. How are you doing? Thank you. All righty. Well, since I haven't had the opportunity to talk to you guys, I just wanted to give you some encouragement. Hey, Zipporah, how are you doing? What a beautiful name. California, okay. Richmond, Texas. All right, friend of a friend. Well, let's get started. So I'm gonna say a few things first, and then, oh, thank you. And then I'm gonna open it up for questions, okay? So first, allow me to say this. So you guys know my mentor is Helen Sadler, Destiny Helper. That's my mentor. And a lot of times I get a lot of good nuggets from her because I sit at her feet and I absorb what she puts out there. So just like you guys watch her videos, I watch her videos and I talk to her from time to time when she's not, she has a very busy schedule. And so I like to pick her brain a lot of times as well. And I'm not the only one she mentors, just to let you guys know that as well. But, there's something that there's always some good nuggets that she drops. And it just so happened I was thinking about you guys when she said something the other day. Now, You guys know that I confess my faith. I am a Christian. I am a believer. But I do understand that everyone on the channel are not believers of Christ. I understand that. So those that are biblical scholars, those that are in the Bible, that understand the Bible, you'll understand what I'm saying. You'll understand it one way, and and I'll explain what I'm saying. For those of you that are not in biblically, in the Bible, and like I said, everybody has their own belief system. You just have to apply it to how you believe. Okay. So something that she says, many things that she said, but something that she said that stuck out that I wanted to bring you guys is, number one, time is an interruption of eternity. And you have to manage your time very well. You can't afford to have destiny interrupters, time interrupters, those that have no respect for your time, those that don't have any respect for yourself. You have to make a decision to manage your time wisely. That means you have to determine, you have to set up boundaries. And remember, anytime you set up boundaries, people that lack boundaries are offended. Some people that are offended by boundaries are not always narcissists, but we're talking about narcissists here. Narcissists have no respect for boundaries nor time. They're time wasters. And with that being said, also people that are wounded, believe it or not, and that doesn't apply to all of you guys, but when people are wounded and when people are hurt and they're wanting, they need answers, they want answers, and they'll pull on you. And so this also for a lot of you guys that are new coaches, that are going into the counseling field, that are going into the helping field, a lot of times because we're helpers, that's a passion of mine to help. You have to make sure you maintain good boundaries because people will take advantage of you and your time. And when you don't give them what they want, which is your time, your information, or your knowledge, without them paying a price, then they are offended, and then they make you feel bad about it. Wounded people, especially people that have been abused by narcissists, wound people. And a lot of them do not have boundaries either. A lot of you who have come out of these relationships lack boundaries too, because you don't know what boundaries look like. And I'm not saying all of you, but lack boundaries. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of times when people, and a lot of you guys, hey, Miss Claire, a lot of you will, that are going into the counseling and the coaching field and the helping field, those that are in the law firms, that are lawyers, those of you that are in the helping field, doctors, nurses, you'll notice that wherever you go, people always have a question for you. When they find out you're a nurse or in the medical field, they want to know some information about some symptoms that they're having. If they find out you're in the legal field, they want to ask you some questions about the court systems and how to do this and how to do that without paying the fee, without paying the price. And so I always tell people I am a for-profit. I am a fee-for-service provider. A lawyer is a fee-for-service provider. A doctor is a fee-for-service provider. And you have to make advocates, coaches, those are fee-for-service providers. And anytime a person is offended at the fact that you won't take your time to work with them or talk to them or answer their questions without them paying a fee for your time, that is offensive to them. And you are in a role or in a place where you have to teach people boundaries. A narcissist has no sense of boundaries. So you have to make up your mind as to who you want within your time, and you schedule your time when you decide to interrupt your time to give them your time and information. And so you have to be careful because people will waste your time. And that's narcissists or anybody else. People will waste your time. People will come and waste your time when you have other things to do. Time is something that you can never recover. Once the time is gone, you can never recover the moment. You can never recover your moment. Everything, and a lot of you are looking at your life. Yeah, time is very precious and time cannot be recovered. Once you've wasted your time, and a lot of you have wasted your time with these narcissists, you can't recover that time. However, just like she said today, we were listening to her today, and just like she said today, you have no idea what people have been through. You have no idea the price. And she was talking about pastors as well, and mothers. She was talking about mothers as well. But a lot of you guys, when you're dealing with coaches, when you're dealing with each other, when you're dealing with people that are really helping you recover in your life, that are really people like myself, people like other coaches, that are online that really help you to recover from what you've been through. No one knows the real story and what they've went through. They don't. Most people don't know the price that you have paid for the information that you have. A lot of it is personal experience. And so nobody really knows the price that you have paid for the services that you provide, the price that you have paid. Some of you, the price for schooling, the price for your time, the price for the abuse that you went through. What was your sacrifice to know this inside and out? Because you can have book knowledge, but when you have personal experience and you put it together with book knowledge, that right there is valuable. That's valuable. And people should not take advantage of you. They should invest in what you have. One thing that I have learned, or many things, one thing that I have learned with my mentor is that if you disrespect or dishonor your mentor, if you did, you have to remember that those mentors, those counselors, they're sowing seed into your life. They're uprooting, or they're pulling out the weeds of all the trauma and the things that you've ever been through in your life, and they're pulling it up, and it's a slow process. And then they're putting in seed. And every seed that they sow eventually is going to have a harvest. And one day they can look back and they'll see the harvest of the work that they have done in your life. A lot of you become healed. You find joy. Just be real. A lot of you find joy again. Some of you are happy again. You watch the videos. You say, this is the first time I can breathe again. I think on one of the ladies that I support, one of the narcissist abuse programs that I support, she posted, what did she post? You found your voice. When you find your voice, you also find out how powerful your voice is. You ever look at those little puppies that find out they got a voice and then they won't stop barking until they get older and they realize they have control over their voice? When you dishonor or disrespect the coach, the mentor, or those that are imparting in your life, that means that you're messing up the seed that's being sown in your soul, in your heart, in your mind, in your life. Because what they're saying, whether you like it or not, and some things that a coach says, some things that a mentor says, you're not going to like what they say, but they're going to tell you the truth. And when they tell you the truth about yourself and they plant those seeds in you, those seeds are going to grow. Harvest is going to show what's been planted in you and whether or not you yourself was good ground. If you didn't absorb anything, or if you disrespected or dishonored your mentor, or you've disrespected or dishonored your coach, and not every coach is for you, not every mentor is for you. When the pupil is ready, the teacher presents themselves, some things is not going to be comfortable. A lot of things said to you is not going to be comfortable. And whenever it's not comfortable, it might be just right for you, because you have been doing things a certain way that has caused you to attract certain people. And when that person calls you out on your behavior, calls you out on your mindset, calls you out on the things that you say, because words are very important, you have to be careful and change your narrative oftentimes. Those are the people that you want to respect. Those are the people that you want to honor. Though you have to break the cycle. Absolutely right. You have to break the cycle. But those are the people that you want to respect and honor. And that means you have to invest in yourself. You don't get anything in someone you don't invest in. And then they're investing in you. Like I said, and like my mentor said, you have no idea what they have been through. Yeah, in order to grow, you have to be uncomfortable many times. Exactly. But in order to grow, you need to invest in a mentor, a coach, a counselor. Some of you need counselors first. The first thing you need is a counselor. You don't need a coach first. You need a counselor first, because you got some mental health and emotional problems that you got to deal with coming out of these situations. Don't ever disrespect or dishonor a mentor or a coach, because they're putting something in your life and you find them valuable and you see your life changing. Those are the people that you want to invest in. Some people will come looking for you and wanting stuff for free. You can't expect things for free. These videos are free, but you can't expect things for free from people that have paid with their life for what they're giving you. Many of them have paid for their life. You don't know the prices they've paid. You don't know what they've went through to bring you this. Remember, I said in another video, I said either you're going to be bitter or you're going to be better. And I chose to be better. And I chose to use my experiences, like many of you use my experiences, use what I've been through to look and see where are people hurting. And then when I tell you about grief and loss, I tell you guys to walk through the pain, experience the pain. Some of the pain is growth. Absolutely. It's for your growth. Experience the pain. Understand where you're at in the process of healing. Because if you jump right back into another relationship, you're not going to learn the lesson. And guess what you're going to do? You're going to do the same thing you did before. So some of the things that you guys have been doing, you're going to have to try to do it different this time. Because the way that you've been going, or the things that you have been doing, has not been working for you. And you keep getting in the exact same situation, the same predicament that you've been in before. Now, don't think, even though they've wasted your time, There are some good things that have come out of it. There are some life lessons that you have learned dealing with these narcissists. There are some life lessons that you have learned that school would not have taught you. And so you're either going to be bitter or you're going to be better. You're going to take those life lessons and you're going to help people, because you, believe it or not, your lessons in life, your tear, every tear that you have cried, every heartache that you have experienced, every sleepless night, every stomach ache, I'm telling you, every panic attack that you've ever had, every depressive episode is going to help somebody else come out of the situation, because you'll be more sensitive to them. You're more sensitive to people that have been through the same thing that you have been through. Now, some of us worse, some of us not as bad. Some of you guys have been through some stuff that I can't even imagine. But your life is going to, your experience, your life, and what you think is a waste of time is going to help somebody else come out of the bondage that they're in. And so I just wanted to say that, because I haven't had the opportunity to talk to you guys all week. I know we were doing a series of teachings, but I just couldn't come on. I couldn't come on because I was moving the office. And so it might be a little, this week might also be a little hard because I'm also moving a household. And so you guys just give me a break, okay? So I can get myself you guys know how that works, get myself resettled. But yep, every tear that you ever cried, yep, your tears and your pain will be comfort to somebody. The tears that you said, the tears that you have shed, the pain that you have experienced, the torment that you went through in your mind will be somebody else's answer. You've got somebody's answer. Remember that you have somebody's answer. And a lot of you guys test me too. And you're like, a person that's passionate about what they talk about, you can tell when they're genuine and they have been through something like this themselves, because they become very passionate about what they do. They don't want to see anybody fail. They don't want to see anybody hurt. Now, true enough, let's keep it real. Not everybody wants to get out the situation. Oftentimes people, look for help not to get out the situation. They look for help because they want the abuser to stop abusing. They want the abuser to change. And so as long as you guys look for help, and this is not for everybody, but when you're looking for help, you have to ask yourself, hey, dang, you have to ask yourself, why are you coming to get help? Are you coming to get help because you truly want to get away from this person and stay away and heal? Or are you coming to get help because you really want that person to change? Because as long as you want that person to change, you're never going to get healing. So you're going to spend a whole bunch of money on a coach or a mentor because you're trying to figure out how to change the person, and they're not going to change. They're going to be, and no, they do not change with the new supply. No, they do not have emotional empathy. They have cognitive empathy. Cognitive empathy meaning they understand how emotions work. They understand, so that's how they know how to manipulate. Thank you so much. I appreciate the T on NPD relationship. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. But you have to make a determination. You have choices. You do have choices. And many people say, I have no choice, I have to stay. No, you have choices. You have a way to get you have a way to get out of the situation. But sometimes when you try to articulate the situation, when you try to explain it, when you want to go to court and sometimes it does not work for you. And so that's why I have a friend of mine, her name is Miss Bridget Griffin. She is I think she's a legal advocate for the domestic violence program, the YWCA. And one of the biggest things that she said as well is that oftentimes you need to get with an advocate that understands legal language, that understands the language that they need to use. Because oftentimes advocating for yourself, you are advocating for yourself when you go find an advocate to advocate for you. Because oftentimes they understand the court systems. They understand the legal language. They understand what to say and how to say what to say in order to get you out of the situation that you're in. So don't be afraid to look for help. Don't be afraid to connect with these domestic violence programs that are in your community. Even when you call the 1-800 number, which you can find on, I don't have it right now. Somebody have the 1-800 number, which is the National Domestic Violence Hotline. When you call that, they connect you with your local domestic violence program, and they will help you. So never say, and you have to watch the narrative. You got to watch what comes out of your mouth. Your brain absorbs everything. Your brain is like a computer system. If you sit on the computer and you put information in there, you can't get upset when the computer does certain things. That's because it is man operated. You're putting that information into the computer. and you're getting back what you put into the computer. And so when you open up your mouth and you start to speak, you got to speak to where you're going. You have to see where it is you're trying to go. I saw my book before I wrote my book. I saw there goes the number right there. It's 1-800-799-7233, the domestic violence hotline. But before I wrote a book, I saw the book. Before I got my office, I saw my first office before I got my office. You have to see where it is you're trying to go. And you can't let anything get in your way. If you're trying to get out of the sea, you have to see yourself out of the situation. Your dreams do not stop with the, thank you so much, Narcissistic Domestic Violence Healing and Support. She has posted the number. This is what she does. She has posted the number on Facebook, and the number is over here on YouTube. But you call that the National Domestic Violence Hotline. It doesn't matter. Listen, verbal abuse is domestic violence. A lot of you guys think that if they don't physically touch you, that is not domestic violence. But a lot of you experience people blocking you so you can't get away, keeping you up all night. And then they say, but I'm not touching you. I didn't put my hands on you. Just because they don't put their hands on you doesn't mean that they're not abusing you. Sometimes they're tormenting you. Thank you, Just Real. Sometimes they're tormenting you. Sometimes they're tormenting your children, locking you in the room or blocking you from coming out. Keep talking to you until they're forcing you to change your mind, keeping money away from you so that you can't pay bills or you don't have any money in your bank account, or they take all the money that you make so that you can't get away, taking your car keys. Or if they physically abuse you, they won't allow you to go to the ER, go to the emergency room, or even keep you away from the doctor so you don't say anything, isolating you from friends and family. And because of the fact friends and family are not tricked by the abuse or the psychological abuse, and they're the ones that are voices of reasons. These are voices of reasons that would tell you something is not right and keep you online, but they isolate you where you are totally emotionally dependent on the abuser. And that's the narcissist or anybody else that abuses. We're talking about narcissists though, but they totally isolate you from people. Yes, they can also have antisocial personality disorder. Antisocial personality disorder is a combination of sociopath, and psychopath. That's a combination of those two, and they're now called antisocial personality disorder. But they can also have that as well. And they'll totally isolate you from people that they know will be a good influence, that can tell you the truth, that recognizes their behavior. And so that right there is domestic violence as well. So that, yes, okay. Yeah, smear campaigning, harassing you, calling you, threatening you, making you afraid, making you quit your job, monitoring your phone, monitoring your travels, watching the mileage on your car, putting spyware on your phone or in your car, so don't think that because they didn't physically touch you, that's not abuse. That is abuse. And call the national hotline, tell them what's going on. They deal with these cases all the time. So where you can't articulate yourself, they can articulate on your behalf. Those advocates can articulate for you on your behalf. And oftentimes, if it's an emergency, they also know how to relocate you. They know how to relocate you somewhere else. Yes, check your emails. Absolutely. Check your voicemails. Absolutely. Giving you no privacy whatsoever. You can't even have friends, and then if you do have friends, they barge into your, if you're going somewhere with your friends, they're everywhere because they want to know what's being said. You're selling stuff and they're hiding the keys. Absolutely. So you can't leave. Taking the phone away so you can't call 911. So don't think for a minute that, hey, Riga, but don't think for a minute that just because they don't physically put their hands on you is not considered domestic violence. So, all right, y'all. So give me about 20 minutes to answer some questions. Give me 20 minutes to answer some questions. Narcissist domestic violence and healing says emotional abuse is abuse. Absolutely. Financial abuse is abuse. It doesn't have to be physical. And of course, narcissist abuse is domestic violence. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. All right, you guys ready? There's almost 200 in the room. Oh, wow. Thank you guys so much for being here. So let's answer some questions. Okay. Sexual abuse is in marriage. Yes, sexual abuse in marriage is also illegal. If you are being raped in your marriage, that is not, no one can force you to have sex with them. That is a mutual agreement between two people. And a man can be raped in marriage. by their husband. A man can be raped by their husband. A man can be raped by their wife. A woman can be raped by a woman, and a woman can be raped by a man. So there are no boundaries. So yes, to be raped in a marriage, that is illegal. That is illegal. Thank you so much. Thank you. So many people are here. Thank you. And I have a lot of new subscribers too. So thank you guys so much for being here. So do some narcs feed their partners drugs? Absolutely. They'll do anything. Yeah, they'll do anything. Don't ever underestimate a narcissist. Mine said he won't pay my rent bills because I'm not signing his divorce agreement. Could I use that in court? You'd have to talk to your lawyer. You'd have to talk to your lawyer. Why does the media sensationalize domestic violence against women but turn a blind eye to domestic violence against men? I've been the victim. Absolutely. In this society, most of the time, and men get abused just like women get abused. And, now a lot of things are starting to change. But of course, the way society looks at it is there's no possible way that a man can be abused. But now that we have like the LGBTQ community, a lot of times you find that in that community, men are abusing men, women are abusing women. And on top of that, women are abusing men as well. Absolutely. And a lot of times men are taught not to put their hands on women. And so women take advantage of that and they will abuse, they'll put their hand. I've known a woman that just slapped her husband. And I said, do you know that's considered domestic violence? And she says, no, because he's a man. See, but look how society has been taught. So absolutely, men can be abused as well. Men go through domestic violence as well. Leah said, all that happened to me, emotional, psychological, marital rape, financial abuse, and I called the national hotline and saw a DV advocate, and I was told that she couldn't help me because I was not being beat. That means you call another person. Wherever it fails, call another person, have them connect you to someone else. You keep calling. Don't ever give up. Just because she said that, you just call back and tell them you need another advocate. That's it. Some of you guys give up. Don't ever give up, Leah. You call back and say, that one did not work for me. I need another one, please. Until you find the one that's going to help you. Oh, that's right. Mine got 3 years in prison for domestic violence. Do you think he would have changed when he gets out? If he's a narcissist, no. No. Now that my soon-to-be narcissist divorced and he told me he has heart problems. But Elizabeth, that's not your problem. What do you do when your hubby will not talk and address your concerns and ignores you constantly? You can't do nothing about it. That's probably, if you're talking about a narcissist, that's what they do. They give you the solid treatment. There's nothing you can do about that. If someone moves too quickly in the talking stage, in dating, is that a sign of narcissist traits? No, you got to keep paying attention. If they're wanting a lot of information from you, they get you talking a lot. Carrie said, Dr. Bryant, why is it that I have memory loss when it comes to some stuff? It's like my ex-narc has done so much to me that I actually have memory loss in some areas. It's so weird. I did a video on that as well. A lot of times when you have been through that type of trauma, you're going to have physiological, your body physiologically reacts to the trauma you've been through. It's called what we call fog. It's called that narcissistic fog or that narcissistic mist. Causes you to be confused. When you've been in domestic violence, a lot of time post-traumatic stress, brain fog, brief memory loss, can't remember anything, because you've been traumatized. Your brain is trying to protect you. That's what it's trying to do. Brain is very smart. It knows how to protect you. And the way that it protects you sometimes is very dysfunctional too, as well. Especially blocking out stuff, so, you might want to get to a good trauma professional, that will help you. You can do things like EMDR. They have one called tapping, EMDR, DBT, tapping. EMDR is really good for people that have been in a lot of stress and deal with post-traumatic stress disorder. Kalia said, that's true, doctor. That's true. Thank you, Dr. Carmen. Never give up. Always have hope and keep. That's right. Just because you get a no in one area, don't stop. Call back again. Leah, that was you, right? Yeah. Just because you got no somewhere, don't give up. Call back again. And I don't care how many times you got to call back. This is not working. I need to talk to someone else. That's how you learn to advocate for yourself. And when you get to the right advocate, you'll know it's going to be a connection. You'll know. I stopped living with women when my ex crazy glued my lips while I was sleeping. What? Are you serious? Oh my God. I am so sorry. Yes, EMDR is eye movement. EMDR. Eye movement desensitization. Hold on. Eye movement desensitization. Hold on. Hold on. Now I got to go find out. Hold on. Hold on. Let me tell you guys what EMDR stands for. EMDR stands for eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. That's what it stands for, and is used for people that is usually used with people that have been traumatized, that have post-traumatic stress disorder. And a lot of people have given some very good reviews on that. So you can try EMDR. It's usually 8 to 12 sessions. Find a professional. They don't do a whole lot of talking with you. They get information and then they work. Yes. So go find a professional that specializes in EMDR. I've been no contact 2 years and read 1,000 books and listened to Associate Direct and got into therapy. That's how I cope. Good job, Leah. Why does the narc keep crossing my mind after almost 5 months? Sometimes out of the blue, I think of them most every day. First of all, how long have you been with them? You know, when you're going through grief and loss, you think about the person that you've lost, even though they're not physically deceased. You know, it takes a while to recover from that. That's nothing abnormal to think about them. That's not abnormal at all. How do you break a trauma bond besides no contact? Will therapy help? Yeah, you have to understand what a trauma bond is. When you understand what a trauma bond is, the best thing that I can tell you to break a trauma bond is get more information about what it is and how you've been trauma bonding. And I have a lot of videos on trauma bonding. And so as you get to understand, educating yourself, as you get to understand what trauma bonding is, you know, and the more information you get, it becomes a process of breaking that trauma bond. And it takes a while. It's not something that happens right away. Absolutely not. I tried going back to school several times and couldn't focus or retain information. Of course, that gave him more ammo to tell people how useless I was. You were being trauma bonded yourself. You were being traumatized. And any person that's traumatized, your anxiety levels are all over the place. You're walking on eggshells. Every time you can't even focus because no matter what I do, it's never right. You know, I have to walk on eggshells. If I say the wrong thing, I'm confused. This person you have totally become dependent on them emotionally. You have totally become dependent on them with everything that they say. And so, of course, you're trauma bonded. You are traumatized. And when you are traumatized, you know, there are people that have like short-term memory loss. Short-term memory loss, not long-term memory loss. But you can get into counseling and you can work on that. Dr. Karma Bryant have been doing red light for anxiety, kind of like tanning beds, but you don't tan. A more natural, holistic method has been healing for anxiety. That's good. Can a narcissist turn an empath into a narcissist? No, they cannot. A narcissist has been traumatized one way or another, sometimes not physical and sexual abuse, but sometimes they're traumatized by the narcissist family that they grew up as well, been the golden child or whatever. So that develops in childhood. A empath, 9 times out of 10, has probably been through some trauma too, has probably come from a narcissistic family as well. And a lot of times, or trauma within the family, not all the times. And, you know, a empath is born, a narcissist develops and gets worse with time. We can get fleas from a narc though. Yup. Dr. Bryant, have you ever been the source of the phenomenon of transference while treating a patient? Yes, I have. I've had people threaten to fight me, jumped up and threatened to, because I reminded them, number one, I reminded them of a parent that was in the military. They said I sounded like the colonel. So when they kept saying the colonel, they were referring to the father because I was military. And so one of them jumped up and started screaming. The other one, I reminded him, I mean, many people have had, it's transference. Yeah, transference. I've had a lot of people that I remind them of the parent that abused them. And so I've had people leave my office. I've people jump up and wanted to fight me. So yeah, I mean, I've been through some things in my office. You know, I have been not the source of their trauma, a reminder of their trauma. I may look like a person. My first name is Carmen, and some of their whoever it was Carmen. And so, yeah, of course, I've been the source of transference for a lot of people in therapy. Absolutely. And we have to work through that, or sometimes they leave and they won't come back because I remind them of their painful past. Yes. Certain things that I've said. Absolutely. Yeah, not just go look at Carolyn. Go look up EMDR. It's usually about 8 to 12 sessions. It's a psychotherapy treatment that was originally designed to alleviate the distressful association with, I think, is trauma. You have to look it up. I don't do it, but you have to look it up. But I've heard very good reviews about it. How do you deal with triggers? One trigger at a time. You got to get into counseling. Get into counseling to deal with the triggers, because that is a therapy that you would do dealing with trauma therapy. A lot of times transference will trigger a person because they remind them of maybe the abuser or the person that has hurt them, so they're triggered because something that person may have said, the way that they look, perfume that I may wear or something like that, they're triggered. So that's transference, yes, because I remind them or you remind them, so they're triggered by that. Yes, it's not the same thing, but there's a trigger that goes along with it. I don't think my questions get through. I think I'm doing something wrong. There's just a lot of questions coming. So a lot of times I don't see the question because the questions are scrolling real fast. Does a person have to have all the traits to be narc or just 2 or 3? 5 out of 9. 5 out of 9, according to the DSM-5, which is the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Psychiatric Disorders. 5 out of 9 traits classifies that individual as having narcissistic personality disorder. My therapist isn't a trauma therapist. I'm going to look into EMDR. Okay. Yeah, look for those that specialize in EMDR. And sometimes that's all they do, and sometimes that's included in the therapy. They'll do it, and then they'll resume to regular therapy. I'm struggling with intrusive thoughts and things that were said to me throughout the relationship. How do I combat those thoughts? Counseling. 6 minutes? Okay. Peyton, it's called counseling. Got to get into counseling. Karma, I'm not going to respond to that because I'm not going against your opinion or anything like that. I'm just not going to respond to that because I don't attack, or I don't, I don't review other coaches. I don't review other coaches. Me, myself, I try to be careful at who I watch and when I watch. So if that is a trigger and you feel uncomfortable for that, absolutely, cut yourself off. Thank you so much, Uniquely Made. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and strength. Love you, Sister Queen. Oh, love you back. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. God bless you too, Leah. Thank you. Can you live with a narc and still help yourself get out when you have children? Can you live with a narc and still help yourself get out when you have children? No. You have to make up your mind before you have children, because now you're going to include a whole new set of victims. So you have to that's like living with a shark and expecting the shark not to bite you. And so if you plan on living with a narc and having kids, be prepared. You've just introduced new victims to that narcissist. I do the same with thoughts when I remember almost everything he said is a lie. Yes, absolutely, Peyton. Yes, talk to your therapist about that. Chris, I'll talk about that at the very end. Hi, Dr. Carmen. What is the best types of trauma counseling for children for reunification counseling? I don't work with kids, so I'm not sure what to recommend. I'm really sorry. I don't work with children. You would have to find a child specialist and ask them those type of questions. But I don't work with kids, so I'm not familiar. I'm sorry. Riga said, don't do it. Having children with them is the worst thing. Yep. especially if you know. If you know that that person is a narcissist and you decide to have children, you are just as, I mean, you just played into the game. You have just invited more victims into that. You have served the victim. I mean, you have served the narcissist with more victims. I'm trying to write a chronological expose about the abuse, the cultural abandonment, and the systems, but I'm blocked still under litigation. Abuse and info will out my judge. It's sensitive. Okay. I love your videos. When my ex-girlfriend left, I just thought the chick is crazy and tried to shut it off. Then I came across narcissism. I can't believe the stories. Do they all operate from the same playbook? Nick, you know what? The thing about it is the kids are a pawn. Absolutely. Nick, the thing about it is that, think about this. I say this in a lot of my videos. Went 3 minutes? Okay. I say this in a lot of my videos. And in the videos, I tell you, if you look, for example, some of you have children that have Down syndrome. If you look at children with Down syndrome, they have very similar features, the very small, close-set eyes. A lot of them look very, very similar. And they're the most loving people. I mean, they just have a genuine love. They're just the sweetest people. They're the night, and they all have similar traits. Then you look at people that have like autism, you know, on different scales of autism. A lot of them have similar traits. You know, they get fixated on things. They have a very low tolerance for stress. You know, if you look at people with autism, a lot of them have very similar traits. You look at people that, for example, may have schizophrenia. A lot of them have very similar, hey, Elliot, hey, Tom. A lot of them have very similar themes, you know, with schizophrenia. A lot of them are thought broadcasting. You know, they put that, like you see them with aluminum foil or like radio frequencies and stuff. And so you have to remember that narcissistic personality disorder has the same traits. So everybody operates almost very similar, but each person is still different. You have some narcissists that are pedophiles. There are some narcissists that are disgusted with sleeping with children. You have some that are somatic, meaning that they will sleep around with a lot of people. You know, somatic narcissists, they're all into their looks. You have the other narcissists, maybe cerebral, that are not interested in sex at all. You have some narcissists that are drug addicts or alcoholics. Then you have those that won't touch drugs and alcohol. You have, you know, so each one of them themselves are individuals, but when you diagnose them, the traits, the symptoms are all the same. And so once you start to understand how a narcissist operates or thinks, you know, you can categorize, you can see how they operate in everybody. You got Chinese narcissists, you've got American narcissists, you have Native American narcissists, you have Mexican narcissists, you have, look at all the people, all my family over here from Great Britain. You got New Zealand, you got what am I missing? Ireland. I mean, look at all these people. Brazil. You got all these different countries, but yet they all have similar traits because all the traits are the same. All the traits are the same. The individual is the same. My husband is a narc and his family has lots of mental disorders. So is this hereditary? Narcissism is not hereditary, but narcissism, usually if you have a narcissistic parents and they have children, one of those kids are going to be a narcissist. You remember, each one of them plays different roles. And a lot of times something traumatic has happened where narcissism develops. So if you have a father or a mother that's a narcissist, you can almost guarantee if they have a bunch of kids or some kids, somebody's coming out a narcissist and somebody's not. You know, then you have those that overparent, the golden child. Sometimes the golden child turns into a narcissist, sometimes a scapegoat, you know. So, but when families have mental disorders or mental health disorders, a lot of times the children do end up getting mental disorders. You know, that's why a lot of times when I deal with people trying to figure out if they have bipolar disorder, Jamaica, there you go. When I figure out with people that have like bipolar disorder, for example, bipolar disorder, the very first question I ask is, anybody in your family ever been diagnosed with bipolar disorder or schizophrenia? You know, schizoaffective, anything like that, any other mental disorder. People that have post-traumatic stress or anxiety, I ask, has anybody else in your family has committed suicide? You know, because if someone else has committed suicide, likelihood, you know, possibility that might be your thought for an answer. You know, look at people that come from alcoholic families. They're predisposed to alcoholism. And so I usually ask, is anybody in your family drug or alcoholics? You know, drug addicts or alcoholics, you know, have problems with drugs and alcohol. 9 times out of 10, the person that has drug and alcohol problems, number one, also have been traumatized, because this is a coping mechanism that they're using. And you can find families that have drug and alcohol problems. How can you prevent your kids from becoming a narc? Should they start seeing a psychologist? Oh, when they're real young, you're not really seeing a psychologist. You know, you can get information, you know, on what to do. You look for channels that deal with, you know, raising children. But, you know, when they're real young, they're, you know, most therapists don't see kids when they're under 4. They're seeing the whole family. So you would have to get more information on that. You look for more videos on that, specializing in children. Because I don't specialize with children, you know, it's hard for me to answer that. But yes, but I do believe in interjecting early. I do believe in interjecting early. Don't spoil them and don't enable them. Their father, take it from me. Thank you, Redhead. Let's see. Borderline isn't discussed much, and I noticed it in the female covert narc a lot. You'd be surprised that a lot of times, so if you read statistically, there's a high percentage of people that have borderline person. Remember, these are the cluster B personality disorders, which is the dramatic personality disorders. You have borderline personality disorder, you have narcissistic personality disorder, you have histrionic, psychopath, sociopath, and am I missing anything? Histrionic. So those are the dramatic personality disorders. If you look at all of them come from either I don't know if the psychopath or sociopath. I have to go back and look. One is born wired that way. The other one grows into it that way. And but everybody has been traumatized somewhere. And so not everybody develops narcissistic personality disorder. Some borderline personality disorder. Borderline personality disorder, you'll notice the traits, which are, you know, they have a fear of rejection and abandonment, a very strong fear of rejection and abandonment. They always think everybody is trying to abandon them or leave them, or, you know, a narcissist, they have abandonment issues as well, you know, rejection issues as well, but they've turned it inside, where everybody, you know, they're all out for themselves. They got to look out for themselves, you know. And 9 times out of 10, if you look, the percentage of people that are diagnosed with borderline personality disorder also have narcissistic personality disorder. And oftentimes people that have narcissistic personality disorder also have borderline personality disorder. Oftentimes when I have done diagnosis, and because sometimes narcissistic personality disorder does not come that quick. Remember, they're good at hiding. It's an illusion. They're good at hiding. And so a lot of times is borderline that manifests itself first. And I have to keep watching to distinguish the difference between borderline and narcissism. Sometimes it's both of them. But 9 times out of 10, if they have borderline personality disorder, I begin to watch them very closely to see whether or not the other traits come out. 9 times out of 10, the traits normally come out toward the end of their time with me. When I say the end of their time, not meaning that our time is up or the sessions are over, but it starts coming up and I'm starting to watch it because I'm aware now, and they get frustrated because they can't get control in the count. Okay, just a minute, y'all. But they can't get control in the session because they want control. Narcissists want control over people, counselors, sessions, and they'll do whatever they can to try to gain control or get what they want. There have been people that have come in that are narcissists, that have narcissism, and they're drug seeking. And so a lot of times, you know, they come in, they may talk, because some of them, you know, the popular drug right now is speed. And so a lot of them come in and present themselves and give me their diagnosis that they are ADHD or ADD. They can't concentrate, they can't focus because they want something dealing with Xanax or something like that. Or some of them are seeking like Ritalin. What's the other ones? Ritalin, amphetamine salts. What's the other ADHD medications? Concerta, Ritalin, Adderall, Concerta, amphetamine salts, and there's other speeds. And so when I realize that they're drug seeking, and I have to put the information on the, Vivanase. There you go. And there's another one too. But a lot of time, not Zoloft. No, these are speeds that deal with ADHD or things like Xanax. You know, but when they come in and drug seek and they don't get what they want, a lot of times they'll try to smear my name. They'll try to smear a counselor's name because they're not getting what they want. That's why I tell you counselors, make sure you take good notes. Take good notes. And always work, if you got an opportunity, always work with a med provider. Take very good notes, because a lot of times those that have narcissism or those that are just manipulators, if they can't get what they want from you, they'll try to smear your name. That's why it's always good to take good notes. Always remember that, okay? And so y'all, my moderators are telling me I need to go because I'm going to go eat. It's time for me to go. I just wanted to come on, and I thank you guys so much for being here with me. Thank you to all the new subscribers. I got a lot of new subscribers, and so allow me to welcome all the new subscribers. Thank you for joining this tribe. Thank you for being here. Thank you to, you could have been anywhere. You could have went and looked anywhere and talk to anybody, but you guys decided to come and allow me to speak into your life, and I'm so honored. I do not take that lightly, and I'm so appreciative that you guys get something out of what I do. Give me an opportunity, because I'm moving a household and I'm moving an office, and I have to set my office back up. So a lot of times I can't come on camera, because as soon as I'm finished with counseling, because I still have clientele during the day. So when I have clientele during the day, as soon as I'm done with the clientele, I have to head out, because I was selling office furniture too, because I'm going into a smaller space. And I'll be moving soon. And so I'm packing. If I could show you guys what this house looked like. So I'm packing up a house as well. So I'm doing everything all at one time. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here with me. And so I know people have asked about counseling on here. If you are in the state of Washington, I am a licensed mental health counselor and a certified clinical trauma professional. I specialize in trauma, and a lot of time I do specialize in people that are suffering from domestic violence, PTSD. I do work with a lot of the advocates. Well, I contact, and give them resources. And so if you are in the state of Washington, I will provide counseling for you if I have space available. I do provide counseling, a licensed mental health counselor in the state of Washington. If you want coaching, which is different than counseling, in coaching, I'm going to provide you with directions, goals, where you're trying to go. I'll connect you to resources. I'll show you what's available. I will encourage you. I will maneuver you to let you know what the next step is when it comes to, how they may attack you, how they may backlash you. I will maneuver you through. A lot of you guys are going through court cases, and I help you to stay focused on getting to the end of your court case. So that's what I do for coaching. Mental health counseling, I provide you, I do assessments, I provide you and connect you with med providers to get your medications. I help you do with the triggers. I help you with, your past traumas. Why are you thinking this way? Why are you feeling this way? But that's what I do as a counselor. And so I cannot provide counseling outside of the state of Washington, but I can provide coaching. And if you are interested in coaching, you are welcome to email you. The moderators have put the information up there. So if you scroll through, you'll find it. But it is Dr. Carmen Bryant at Outlook.com. So it's Dr. Carmen Bryant at Outlook.com. Let me know thank you so much, Just Be Real. Let me know if you're interested in coaching. I will provide you with my coaching fees and my times available to provide you with coaching. I love coaching. You guys is awesome. I love talking to you guys and seeing you guys face to face on the camera. I get to talk to you guys away from my regular program. And so thank you so much. Yes, I'm going to do some more series. I'm not finished with the last series yet. I still have some more to talk about. Thank you, Lizette, with the little smiley face. How are you doing? But thank you so much. And those of you that are looking for counseling within your state, you can have a sponsored link. And yes, you'll see the information right underneath the video. There's a link. I do get a commission off of that link. It is betterhelp.com/Dr. Carmen. And these are counselors throughout the whole nation, the United States, that can provide you with counseling. When you're looking for a counselor, don't say, do you understand narcissist abuse? Some of them may not. So what you say is, do you understand domestic violence? Do you understand psychological abuse? Do you understand post-traumatic stress and triggers? Do you understand like parental alienation? Use our terminology. Use the definitions. When you say narcissist abuse, some of them are kind of confused, because remember, as a mental health professional, there's no such thing as a flying monkey in school. What is a flying monkey? It is an enabler. Okay, and so when you go, those are the type of things that you want to go look for. So it's it is betterhelp.com/Dr. Carmen, and just look for, and those are the questions that you ask. Some of you guys, yes, some of you guys that are going through post-traumatic stress and are having severe anxiety, look for counselors that also specialize. Now, this may be something you have to do in office. I'm not sure. EMDR. EMDR, go look that up. It's been very helpful for a lot of people that have gone through post-traumatic stress or have had post-traumatic stress. I do have a book. It's packed up. I can't pull it out. I do have a book. It's called, come on, what's my book called? Now, that's a shame. What is my book called? What is my book, y'all? Y'all tell me what my book's called. I want to see if y'all know my book. Where's my book, y'all? Put my book up. Masking the Illusion of Perfection. There you go. I was thinking of all my sites. So it's Unmasking the Illusion of Perfection. You can find it on Barnes & Noble, and you can find it on Amazon. So it's Unmasking the Illusion of Perfection. You can find it on Amazon, and you can find it on Barnes & Noble. And those of you that are having a hard time, no, I'm tired, y'all. I know the book. I just didn't have it sitting in front of me because I was trying to think of all the things that I wanted to say before I got off camera. But if you, yes, it is on Kindle. It's on Kindle, and it is on, I think, ebook, for those of you like ebook. And if you are out of country, if you go to Westbow Press, they will send it outside. You heard your story? But they will send it outside of the country. So a lot of people were having problems with Amazon and Barnes and Noble. And but if you go to Westbow Press, they'll send it out of country for you guys. Make sure you go to my mentor's YouTube channel. It is Helen Sadler, Destiny Helper. Make sure you subscribe to her channel and make sure you share the channel. Let's get her numbers up. If you stick to me and her, give us 6 months. 6 months. And watch your life change. I am still working on my website. It's a handful, y'all. It's a handful. I need to hire somebody. Yeah, I need to hire somebody. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I thank you guys for joining this tribe. Thank you to all the new subscribers. You guys have no idea how much I appreciate you guys. You guys are always, I always look forward to coming and talking to you so I can end my day. So you guys go and have a beautiful, beautiful evening. Give me an opportunity. If you don't see me on this week, just remember that I'm packing up a household too. So I have an office, a household. You guys, just work with me. So I'm just a little inconsistent right now. It's not because there's anything wrong. Thank you guys for the emails checking on me too. I appreciate you guys. 6 months. Yeah, give me six. Give me and Apostle Sadler 6 months. Watch these videos for 6 months. Some of them you're going to have to replay. Go back to hers. Go back to mine. Go back to hers. Go back to mine. And replay them. And watch how your mind starts to change when you start getting information. And so just give me a minute, you guys. I just have the next 2 weeks. Let me see. One week is next week. So next week is the 12th. So I have 3 more weeks to go. And so the videos may be a little spotty. There's nothing wrong. Thank you guys so much for checking on me and emailing me. And thank you guys so much for checking to see if I'm okay. I'm absolutely okay. There's nothing wrong. I'm just moving. So when you have a lot of moving to do, yeah, it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. If I can turn around and show you what my house looks like right now, you guys are like, how in the world do you get around? So it's just me and my daughter packing, so... but you guys give me a break, okay? And you guys know I love each and every one of you guys. And I thank you guys so much for being with me. Thank you so much for trusting me. Thank you so much for trusting my mentor, Helen Sadler, Destiny Helper, with your hearts, with your minds, to get you in another place, to get you in a new mindset, and to free you from the bondage that you've been in. You guys have a beautiful, beautiful evening. I'm going to go eat and take off the bun and take off my new lashes, and I thank you guys so much again. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I know she rolling the credits. They be trying to kick me off and stuff. They're little haters. I'm just joking. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening, okay? Good night, you guys. Good night, everybody. You guys have a beautiful evening, okay? You guys go be great.